Now I'm ready to start my second segment of the felt to felt stitching. We started here, went right around to here and ran out of thread. After doing our end tack, I rethreaded, and now I'm going to do my next beginning tack, and I like to do it right on top of the last end tack. So I went down and up, and I'll go through the 2 threads, and I will tuck my thread tail in. Remember, try and keep those thread tails just about 1 inch long. Mine was a little short there. Then I'm going to pick a spot just a little bit away from my last stitch, about right here. And I'm going to come from the inside up to the good part of my stitching. So again, as you can see, everything is inside, right in here. Not on the back, not on the top. Then I will go down and continue along my nice stitching. I will caution you, if you get ready to do an end tack, many students will get to this point and then they'll remember, oh, that's right, we have to have our knots inside. And they take their thread and they go over the edge of the felt and they do a nice end tack in here. This is not desired. We don't want to have the threads going over the edge of the felt. So if you can just remember, keep in mind, when you need to do your end tack, you need to do some sort of a knot, then you'll just take your needle and you go underneath and come up and do your end tack in here. So if you keep that in mind, that will really help. Okay, now I'm done stitching. I started here, went right around, doing an end tack somewhere over here. Here's the back of my work. Again, as I said previously, many students get upset that their work looks sloppy like this, but there is no way we can avoid it. And I have my opening that is pretty close to the dots on the pattern. The dots again indicate where we should leave it open for stuffing. So I could come up and do an end tack here. That would be fine. And again, as recommended before, we don't want to take the thread and bring it over because you don't want to have thread going over the back of your project like this, going around the sides. So I'm going to remember to take my needle and go from the bottom right up, and we go down and up through the loop, down and up through the loop. I'm not going to cut my thread this time. I just want to put a little end tack in there just to hold it because I'm going to be manipulating the felt. So it's time for me to stuff.